So all the motors are mounted on the frame. Now the next step is you have to place the AIO and measure the length of the cables and cut accordingly so that we can solder the wires to the AIO. And now we have got the AIO. We have also reviewed this SpeedyBee F405 40 amp AIO. You can check it out in the channel as well. So this is the AIO. So we'll take the screws out. As you can see, this is a 25 cross 25 board. For this, we have mounting on the frame. Actually, this frame supports 25 cross 25, 30 cross 30. So it also supports the full size stack. But I won't recommend you to use a full size stack because you don't get much space in this. Just insert this screws here. So in this direction, our AIO will be there. We have an extra wire. So try to leave some extra room for the wires. Exactly, don't cut them out. So we need the XT30 connector. You'll also get heat sinks for the capacitor. Make sure to install them. We have got the soldering kit with us. Now let's take the important materials from here. We need a tweezer, the soldering iron holder for this, and we also need flux and solder. We need to remove this XT30 and replace with XT60. I have removed the XT30. Now we should connect this XT60. So before connecting XT60, make sure that you connect the positive one to the positive and negative one to the negative one. On this, it is marked as positive and negative. You can see both positive and negative one are marked. This is also a perfect joint. Now it's time to solder the motors to the AIO. Then once it's done, we can solder the capacitor and the XT60. After applying the flux, make sure that you cover the AIO with any piece of paper or any sheet, something on this. Yeah, because the problem is when you are melting this solder, there will be tiny particles that might fall on the AIO, even though it has the CNC shield, but just for the safety purpose we are doing this. Now we should tin these wires. So once you have tinned the wires, this is how they look, and now you can solder these wires to the AIO. It doesn't matter the order. Let's proceed with that as well. Now you can see this is the residue that is produced by the flux. We should clean this up. So if you have isopropyl alcohol, this one, it would be really great. So just clean up with this. Make sure that you build as clean as possible, because this residue over the time might act as a connecting material or something else and you can destroy the board. So clean your AIO once you have soldered. So as of now, still we are left with the soldering. I'm cleaning the residue. Take the help of tweezers. You can increase the temperature. I have set it to 410. So first apply some on this pad. Let it heat it up. So I have applied some solder on that. You can even increase the temperature. And now with the help of tweezers, so just first roughly estimate where you can have which wire. So the first one I'm going with this one. So yeah, so if you apply flux, the solder will flow quicker and you will have a better joint. Yeah, finally we are done with one motor. Now I will take the isopropyl alcohol and I will clean up the extra residue that has been generated there. So let's have a closer look how the soldering went. So this is the soldering that I have done. So I have inserted the capacitor. Now it's time to solder. Before that, let me just tighten up the AIO. So because already we have attached this AIO to this board, again I have to remove this nylon bolts and again place the capacitor from down. So once you preheat the pad, instead of directly melting the solder wire on the solder, you can slightly do like this. So you are heating up the pad as well as the solder wire as well. So this will make the solder to flow even better. As you can see here, the solder is flowing like this. You can see this. So we have a better joint and we will avoid cold solders. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So we will get a clean and good solder. Yeah, so this is the one. So once you are done with this, now slightly pull up the capacitor up, and then the same goes with this also. Preheat this. Instead of directly sending the solder wire onto the soldering iron, slightly it's like the intersection of both, and then it flows smoothly after that, as you can see. So these are the soldering tips that I could suggest for a beginner. And make sure the temperature is set high, because at higher temperatures it will work fine. And there is also heat sink on the AIO, so that takes more heat. Now we are done with the capacitor. It's time to install the XT60. So this XT60 should come from the bottom, and it should go something like this. So before that, I want to remove the extra legs of this capacitor. So you can simply remove this. Once you are done, take the XT60, bring it from down, and then this comes here. This one is here for the negative, and this is for the positive. So make sure that first you hit this up. Once you are done, take this there, and try to have a good solder joint. Because this is the ground pad, it will be difficult for soldering. I will still increase the temperature. This is really good solder joint. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. And then we'll do for the positive one as well. So this is the AIO board, and it's very difficult to solder. If you are complete beginner, then I would not suggest to use this AIO because soldering is very difficult on this. If you even short out any 2 pins on this, and it will be waste of money. So instead you can go with a mini stack or something like that, a full size stack. Yeah, we are done with the XT60 plug as well. So make sure to clean up the soldered area with isopropyl alcohol.